Coming up on the Paper Talk today, we're looking at redemption time for Matthijs de Ligt. The Dutch press are absolutely loving him, and so are we. Also, it's City charges day. They're facing their 115 charges. Someone said it was 130 the other day, didn't they? Anyway, they're facing their charges here in today, so we're getting into all that. Plus, why is Bruno Fernandes being nice to everyone? Let's get into it. Jay here for Stretford Paddock. This is the Paper Talk. As you can see, I'm outside Old Trafford and it's very foggy, it's very misty, very mysterious. There's nothing mysterious about what is going on today. Manchester City are facing their 115 charges with the Premier League. So we'll get into that because it does affect Manchester United, of course. Plus, we'll have a little bit of an injury update. So make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. One thing I want to talk about as well is Bruno Fernandes being nice to everyone. What's all this about, yeah? Why is he Mr. Nice Guy all of a sudden? What I'm talking about is there's a few stories doing the rounds this morning about Bruno Fernandes commenting on Jadon Sancho's post after Jadon Sancho got that assist for Chelsea versus Bournemouth, which seems to have sent everyone into a bit of a meltdown, hasn't it? I mean, I had this yesterday in my news, and it's like people are now saying, after that assist in the Chelsea game at Bournemouth, that Ten Hag's in the mud, he's been proven wrong, Sancho's the greatest player, we should have got the best out of him, why did we let him go, all this, that and the other. Listen, you might like Jadon Sancho, you might think he was a fantastic footballer. I actually stood here for about 3 years going on about how good Jadon Sancho was before we even got him, and then when we did get him, unfortunately, he wasn't that good for us. He just wasn't, and it wasn't working, and it wasn't just Erik ten Hag, it was Ralf Rangnick, it was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and it was Erik ten Hag. I know, obviously, the wheels came off of Erik ten Hag, but I think this whole thing about losing your mind because he gets an assist against Bournemouth, it's a bit much, to be honest with you. If you rate Jadon Sancho, fair enough, but I don't think Saturday afternoon's man of the match performance, to be fair, that 45 minutes really showed anything, because we saw what we had here at Old Trafford, and we didn't have that player at Old Trafford. We didn't have the player that Dortmund had. We just didn't. So I just don't think it means anything, to be honest with you. He's gone to Chelsea. He'll probably do well there, to be honest, if he gets his head down and, you know, plays as well as he can do. But I don't think that means it was a mistake letting him go, because he just wasn't doing it for Manchester United, and he certainly wasn't doing it for Erik ten Hag. Anyway, back to Bruno Fernandes being nice. He commented on that, saying it's nice to see you smile again on his Instagram post. Which, all right, whatever, fair enough. He's that guy, isn't he, Bruno? And he also commented on Anthony Elanga's post as well about Nottingham Forest beating Liverpool, complimenting Anthony Elanga for the assist. It was a good assist. I mean, you might argue that Callum Hudson-Odoi did most of the heavy lifting, but it was a good assist. I'm not knocking it, and it's always funny seeing Liverpool get beaten it. So well done to Anthony Elanga, well done to Nottingham Forest, and well done to Bruno Fernandes for giving him a little bit of a pat on the back. I like Bruno, mate. Also, as well, Matthijs de Ligt has been silencing a few critics over in Holland. There's a few reports in the papers doing the rounds from the Dutch press about how he was getting a lot of compliments following his performance in Southampton. Now, Matthijs de Ligt got hammered by a lot of the Dutch press and even his own teammate and manager following his performances against Bosnia and Germany. Basically, they just blamed him for every goal that they conceded. Some of it was a little bit harsh, some of it, okay, could have done better. But however, after his man of the match performance against Southampton and his goal as well, and a nice little cheeky clean sheet, everyone's been falling over themselves to give him a bit of praise and a bit of credit, and rightly so. We saw what he's about. I think we saw what he's about against Liverpool, to be honest with you. I thought you could see there what a good player he is. I know the result didn't go our way, but we certainly saw it at Southampton. The goal was great, well taken header, we need a bit more of that, but also his performance was masterful. He's a bit of a captain and he's a bit of a leader. Do you know what I mean? He's one of them. He talks to his teammates. He leads by example. I really like Matthijs de Ligt, and he deserves his flowers. And it's good to see he shrugged off whatever happened with the Netherlands, and he's got on with the serious business of helping Manchester United win football matches. And I think if he carries on playing the way he has, him and Lisandro Martinez forming a partnership, then the future can be very bright indeed. I want to talk a little bit about Manchester City's 115 charges. They're having their hearing today. Pep Guardiola says he's looking forward to it. He said he's glad he's happening or whatever he was. I'm paraphrasing. I'm sure he is. We'll have to wait and see what happens with this. It has been a massive source of debate for everyone in football, hasn't it? And whether you're a Manchester City fan, whether you're a Manchester United fan, whether you're an Arsenal fan, Liverpool fan, it doesn't matter. Even if you're, you know, a Forest or an Everton fan, because you've been punished, haven't you, for breaching rules. So everyone's sort of keeping an eye on this to see what is going to happen. Are Manchester City going to get a massive points deduction? Are they going to get some sort of transfer sanction? Are they just going to get a big fine? We've debated it. I think we debated it off the bar. Everyone's got different opinions on it. Stephen Alston thinks they might just get the biggest fine in the history of association football, and that'll be that. Me and McCullough was saying that maybe they could get points deduction, especially when you look at what's happened to other clubs. It's one to keep an eye on. It's going to rumble on. I think it's not going to be till next year that we're going to find out the results of this. Plus, there's so many legal battles going on. City have absolutely thrown the kitchen sink at it in terms of money and counter-suing the Premier League as well, which is a bit of a weird one. So, yeah, it's going to rumble on, but we will always keep an eye on it. It's just, do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I just find it all a bit funny. It's just funny, innit, to see everyone losing their minds and Manchester City having to defend themselves and everyone accusing them of cheating and saying that's how you've won all these Premier League titles. Also, let's talk about injuries, because where would Manchester United be without injuries? The manager was given a little bit of an injury update post Southampton. Now, the three players we're not really sure about going into the Barnsley Carabao Cup game, Rasmus Højlund, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, it doesn't look like those three are going to be available. Now, this is really frustrating, just on the Luke Shaw front. It's not the end of the world that Luke Shaw doesn't play against Barnsley, if indeed he isn't fit. It is, however, a little bit frustrating that we're still in this position where we're having to play a right-back at left-back, which is what we did with Diogo Dalot at Southampton. And you can see, he's played there a few times, to be fair to the kid, but he struggled. Not just giving the penalty away, you could see he was having one. You should have a left-back at Manchester United. I can't believe I'm having to say that. Manchester United should have a left-back, a left-footed left-back, who plays at left-back for every week and has played there for his entire career, instead of having to shoehorn a right back in there because we haven't got any left backs available. And when you look at Luke Shaw, I think the last time he played 90 minutes for Manchester United was in February. He also went to the Euros and played some games for England, which is just amazing to me that we're in this situation where he's come back from the Euros and he's not fit. Now, I said it here during the transfer window, we needed to go out and get a left back. Now, we kind of circumnavigated that by bringing in Nasser Mazraoui, putting him at right back and moving Dalot over to the left. But we're one injury away from catastrophe. And it's just remarkable to me that we're in this situation. Now, I still think Manchester United should go out and get a left back in January. I think we need to get some reinforcements in. Harry Amas is going to be a very good player. Is he ready to do it right now? Can he throw in a 17-year-old? Probably not, but I think he's one for the future, certainly. Tyrone Malacia, he's nearing getting back to full fitness, is the latest reports, and the latest reports coming out of Manchester United. But he's just had over a season out. Is he going to be the same player that he was? I don't know. I hope he is. But Manchester United are in a real tough spot here when it comes to left back, and it's just, I just can't get my head around it. I think you're giving yourself a massive disadvantage with how we've been left here, with no fit left back, and we could kind of see it coming. And I think we need to make a decision on what's going to happen long term with Luke Shaw. I'll say long to short term. Can we rely on him? Is he going to be the guy, or do we need to look elsewhere? I honestly think that Manchester United, I know it seems a bit crazy in October, get it right, we're in September, aren't we? In September to be talking about the January transfer window. But I just think we need a left back because we still haven't got one. We've got right backs playing at left backs. It's just not good enough. I'm going to leave it there. We're going to have the press conference later on ahead of that Barnsley game. So hopefully we can get a bit of an update, because there was a few sort of knocks, weren't there? A few players where people looking at him going, is he okay? I think Mazraoui had a bit of a knock. There was talk that maybe Ligt had one too. Even Martinez, I think, was holding his leg at one point. So we'll get a bit of an update on that from the manager. Also, we're going to be talking to Kieran Maguire, the football finance expert. We're going to be chatting to him about Manchester City's 115 charges. What exactly have they been charged for? What does this mean? Now, you might go, Jay, do we care? Yeah, we care, because this is going to affect Manchester United. I don't know if you noticed, right? But since 2013, Manchester City have finished above Manchester United every single season. So if you take them out of the equation in any way, shape or form, then you're probably going to bump Manchester United up a bit, aren't you? So don't tell me it doesn't matter, because it does. And also, I don't even know what's going on. I know Stephen Alston sat there in his shirt and tie and he read out all them charges, but a lot of it was just meaningless to me. So Kieran Maguire is an expert, not just on explaining football finances and all that sort of thing. He's an expert at making it understandable for morons like me. So we're going to be chatting to him a bit later on. Also, we've got the Paddock podcast. Also, we've got Premier League P-Takes. So don't miss out on any of that good stuff. Make sure you are hitting like, share and subscribe. I'm Jay Motty. This has been the Paper Talk outside a very misty Old Trafford. Play misty for me. Thanks for watching.